Hi there, this is Constance from Mrs. T Weddings. So I am continuing our lockdown live series today with the lovely Georgina from Deene Park. I posted a photo of Deene Park on my Instagram grid. I think it was 2 days ago, maybe yesterday. Oh, all blends into one, doesn't it? But I posted it and my goodness, do you all love Deene Park or what? Deene Park has had so much love, I can't even tell you. It is such a I was lucky enough to go up there just before, well, in between lockdowns at some point, and my goodness, it's absolutely stunning. And Georgina, who we're going to be speaking to, is going to be telling us all about it, all their plans for the near future and longer term. So hello, welcome, hello. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
I'm very good. I was just saying, when I posted the picture of Deene Park on my grid yesterday or the day before, whenever it was, my goodness, the amount of love that you've received. It's just everyone's gone crazy, and I've been having DMs, people telling me how much they love it and what a beautiful venue it is. So you're so lucky to be a part of that.
I know. My notifications were going crazy yesterday because every time you got a comment, I got it as well. So yeah, my phone was buzzing all day. So but it's great to hear. It's lovely to see everyone's responses to it, and
yeah,
I love hearing that. So
good. That's what we want. So first of all, you're the lovely Georgina. You look after all the weddings at Deene Park, don't you?
I
do. We want to hear all about it. So for anyone that doesn't know anything about Deene Park, give us a bit of a background of what the venue's about, what it's like. Tell us a little bit about it as a venue.
Okay, so Deene Park, there's so much to say. Deene Park is a private family country estate. So I like to say it's Northamptonshire's biggest secret because it's been there for hundreds and hundreds of years, but no one really knows what it is, what it looks like, what we do.
It's quite tucked away, isn't it?
It's really tucked away, and because it is a family estate, you can't just decide, oh, I'm going to go for a walk and have a cup of tea on a random Wednesday in the grounds. It is a private estate, so it's only open for a certain number of days a year for garden tours and house tours. And we open the diary on just a handful of dates a year for weddings, so it's super duper exclusive as well. So we really keep that air of secrecy about it.
Brilliant. Love that.
Yeah, I love, and couples love that as well. The fact that no one's been there before, the fact that their friends are not likely to get married there as well. It has that extra wow to it. So.
Yeah, because I was a bit older when I got married. I was like mid-30s, and pretty much everyone had already got married. And I remember when I was looking at my venue list, I was like, no, because somebody had already got married everywhere in the area that I grew up. And so, to find those kind of secret little hidden gems, it's just incredible, really.
Exactly, a hidden gem. That's exactly what it is. That's exactly it. You hit the nail on the head.
And so it's a private home, but it is kind of the biggest home you've ever seen. And
it's not a small country cottage.
No, it's not. Not even like the cleaner would get the cottage. It's still going to be a mansion compared to most of our homes.
The current family live there full time. It's their full-time family home, which is why it's a private estate. But we, like I said, we run a handful of weddings a year. We do park events as well. We have festivals within the park, and
so it's a huge amount of land, isn't there?
The actual parkland is 500 acres.
Wow!
But I believe the full estate of the house is 10,000 acres.
I mean, that's just bonkers. You can't get your head around numbers like that.
No, it's just too, I can't even imagine how big that is.
And there's a river, lake. Is it a lake?
There's a lake that forms a canal that flows in front of the house at its narrowest point. Is covered by an old stone bridge, which is just something of fairy tales. Someone put on. I think it was on your post.
Yeah,
that bridge is something of fairy tales, which is just lovely.
So idyllic.
It's incredible. It is. And that's the bridge in front of the house that overlooks the lake and the gardens. That's where I took you, wasn't it? The first point. I always take people to
now
the bridge.
Turn around for the moment
and
like,
see,
wow!
and just look, I give myself goosebumps just talking about it. But that's the money shot. That's the shot that everyone wants. Their wedding photos right there. That's exactly. It's just got everything.
And then you go along and you've got some beautifully manicured gardens.
So the south face of the house is where the formal gardens run in front of, which is what you see from the bridge. And you can walk through the parterre, which is the structured gardens in front of the house, which is all the box hedges and the topiary teapots, all overlooking the lake. And then you walk through into all the formal gardens, which all lead onto each other, which end with the entrance to the walled garden, which is where the weddings take place.
I mean, it is. I mean, anyone that's listening to this is probably like, "What?" And that. When you get there, you also feel like that. You're like, "Oh my god, there's more, and more, and more, and more."
It just keeps going. So you've got the long border gardens, which are, as I describe, quintessentially English country garden. You can't get more English country garden than this. And it's just a wash of colour and flowers and the biggest gardens you've ever seen. I don't know how they do it and keep it so perfect.
And it's not a National Trust property. It's not something that's open to the public. You know, when there's a wedding, it is just the wedding that's going on.
It's exclusive use on a wedding day. So if you're in the walled gardens, you can have drinks reception within the long border gardens. So you're surrounded by the flowers and the lush striped lawns as far as you can see for the whole of the drinks reception, and it's yours for that point. You can walk right up and have photos on the parterre in front of the house, or have selfies with the house in the background, which is exactly what I would do.
Got your selfie arm ready.
Exactly. But then you've got smaller gardens off the vast gardens. So you've got the golden garden, which is planted purely in yellows, oranges and reds, which is just something so different. You've got the pink garden, which is all roses and all different shades of pink and lavender. And then you've got the white garden, which I think is my favourite. Because
we won't tell anyone, not the garden.
But it's because it's white, it's so weddingy, and with obviously a wedding dress, it blends well. And it's just, there are a lot smaller gardens, so a lot more intimate photos rather than the vast big gardens. And it's just so pretty everywhere.
Oh, fabulous. And so, I mean, I did go in the winter, so I'm looking forward to coming back when we've got a bit of the bloom going on. We had a little bit of bloom when I was there, but not, you know, like I would love to see it. So
I mean, it is beautiful all year round, but you know, we are a summer venue. We're open from April to October, so that's when it's looking its best, obviously. But I managed to squeeze in a viewing day with some lovely couples in December, in between lockdowns. It was torrential rain all day, and if they're watching, I'm so sorry, you got so wet, but they still came and they still fell in love with it in a summer venue in the torrential rain with no flowers, and they still loved it. So
well, it is, you know, and it's a beautiful place with so much heritage, and it's got all the beautiful stone. So, you know, as you say, it you know, and even, you know, I think I'm correct in saying that the couples can have access to the courtyard, kind of quad in front of the house.
So that's super secret, super VIP access. So on the north side of the house, the gateways to the inner courtyard of the house, couples have exclusive VIP access to the inner courtyard. So the house is built around a central courtyard, so you are still outside, but you are inside the house. Because the family live there full time, there is no access to the inside the house and the rooms on the wedding day. It is purely outside and backdrop. But this courtyard is so, I'll have to send you some pictures to share. But the courtyard really gives you that sense of we're in the house in your photos.
It's got real grandeur to it, hasn't it?
It's huge because you're surrounded by the height of the house. You've got the old planters and urns that are all just full of flowers, and you've got all the, I don't know what plants they are, but they're climbing up the walls with all the flowers, and they smell amazing. If the gardener's watching, he's going to kill me.
It's going to give you a crib sheet from now on. Like, right.
But I have to say, all the gardens are just looked after by 2 gardeners. Everything.
What?
Can you believe it? They are incredible.
My goodness, they must be working hard.
Yeah.
I don't think I want that job. That sounds like a lot of work.
A lot of work. It's full time. They're there. It's his life, and he's so passionate about the flowers and the gardens.
That's wonderful. And that's what you see is somebody that's been passionate about what they've planted.
Exactly, exactly. And he can tell you the name of every flower and how long it's been there and what it's for and what it means. So I might do an interview with him soon on Instagram and actually talk about the flowers.
Do that. Oh my goodness, that'll be so good. Love that. Yes, I'm going to watch that. And so yes, so that's the venue. Talk to us a little bit. So you've got you've got a semi-permanent marquee. Is that what you call it?
Sorry, I keep waffling on and going off.
No, it's good. Love it.
So the main bulk of the wedding day happens in the walled garden.
Yeah.
Which is split into 3 different walled gardens. So the first one is the entrance where everyone parks, the most glamorous car park in Northamptonshire. Then you walk through the central walled garden into the final walled garden, which forms the marquee field for the reception. So we have a semi-permanent marquee that's up from April to October for receptions.
Yeah.
It's huge. It holds up to 150 people, fully carpeted. It has chandeliers. It's all ivory draped inside. We have our own catering marquee that we put on the back. Yeah. And the big question is, they've got posh loos.
Yeah, and they're not. I checked them out. They were good.
Have to say the loos.
Thing everyone's got to do is check the loos.
Exactly. It's not portaloos. It's not temporary loos that we put up for an event. They are permanent built loos on the back of the marquee. So the level is carried right the way through as far as the toilet.
Exactly. And there's also a dance floor in there. Is
there a
stage? Is that
There's
right?
a small low stage for the DJ or bands to use. It's obviously got full 3-phase power and running water to it, and a wooden dance floor. And the whole dance floor end of the marquee is covered with black lit star cloth. So the dance end of the marquee really is the dance end of the marquee.
And you feel that vibe. Yeah.
You know what's coming once it hits 7:30, and it really separates in the evening when the lights drop in the marquee. It really separates the different areas in the marquee. So great for dancing, even on a light evening.
Brilliant. And is it the bar structure? Is it always there? Siobhan, isn't it, that manages the bar?
No. Siobhan's are one of our recommended bar suppliers.
Okay, right.
And when you saw it, obviously we're in the middle of a pandemic, funnily enough. And so Siobhan let me have her bar for the year to show people.
So they can choose their own bar.
Yes, you're welcome to bring whatever what your chosen bar supply. As long as it's a licensed professional bar supplier, then you can use whichever suppliers you wish.
Fabulous. And I don't know whether we are talking about it yet, but you were building something while I was there.
We are building something.
Has it been built? Is it being built? Where are we?
Well, it was meant to be built by the end of December, but unfortunately we had a lockdown in November, which kind of put things back. Then when we went back in November, it was a little bit wet to build. So we missed our chance. Now we're in lockdown again, if you didn't know. So it has been pushed back. It will be built in February.
So tell everyone what it is. The anticipation.
Oh, sorry. It's the garden pavilion we're building, which is our brand new outdoor ceremony structure within the walled gardens, with the historic red brick as the backdrop to your ceremony. And we will be licensed.
It's a cover which is going to have a license.
Yes, we'll be licensed as soon as it's built. We've had everything. We're working with the registrars very closely in the design, and as soon as it's built, they'll be in, and we will be licensed from April, ready for this year's season. Hopefully, if it happens, which it will. It is a 9-foot-high Georgian-inspired garden pavilion. It's white columns. It's got the same stone that's used around the gardens, and so it's all blending in with the age of the property and the design of the gardens. And I've just seen one of my brides has just joined. Hi, Rebecca. I've lost my train of thought now. So we're going to have, I think it's 3 or 4 wide steps leading up to the pavilion. And it's going to have a 8-foot white columns with pitched roof, and it's got a lovely shaped front to it, and it's got a white panelling on the back, and balustrading all the way around. It's going to be beautiful. How exciting. Planting white blossom trees. I think they're called wedding tear trees either side, and we're having white planted shrubs all down the sides of the walled garden either side of the pavilion. So it's just going to be like garden wedding dreams.
Heavenly. How wonderful. And so obviously, this is a really gorgeous venue, and you do a limited amount of weddings every year. You've also got some capacity to do slightly different weddings if people have bigger weddings and things. Is that right?
We have. We're just launching. I mean, last year we were planning on relaunching as a new venue. Obviously last year was a little bit tricky to be doing lots of exciting things. So it has fallen into this year now. So we just put out on our Instagram this week that we're just launching our new tipi packages at the estate. So we're working exclusively with tipis and tents, who Nadine is the most amazing local tipi and decor company. And she will be in April. Hopefully we will be setting up our TPs in our 2 new wedding locations within the estate. So we have our new premium lakeside location, which is just before the bridge. You'll know what that means.
This side of the bridge, the house side of the bridge.
The opposite side of the house.
That's
over the bridge into the parkland. We've had a huge area of the parkland levelled and relawned, so it's going to have perfectly brand new striped lawns, all overlooking the lake and with views of the house for the whole day and evening. So this area will be used as our lakeside location for teepees and for large scale Asian weddings.
Fantastic.
We also have a second new site that it is super secret. I haven't even announced this really yet, but I'll let you have this
exclusive.
Breaking news is our new magical woodland weddings. So at the top of the estate we have Dibbins Wood, I believe it's called, and there is a natural huge clearing within the woods that has already been approved as a teepee site. For celebrant, we can have celebrant ceremonies up there, and if you want the full rustic woodland magical wedding, we've got it.
Wow, what a special place. So you've got
exciting.
3 different locations now that people can choose from on site. That's incredible. Oh, you've just frozen. Are you there? It's just buffering a little bit. Hopefully
I'm back.
Oh, you're back. You're back.
We're back.
Excellent. So you've got 3 fabulous locations that your couples can choose from now, which is just unbelievable. 1 venue, 3 locations. Amazing.
Exactly.
And so clearly, you know, you're about to relaunch the new venue. You've carried on and you've persevered. Tell us a little bit about what you've been doing, working positively through the COVID restrictions.
So it's been a difficult time, hasn't it? You understand, everyone in the wedding industry gets it, and I think couples feel it as well. It's been a really emotional, trying, difficult time for everybody. I keep seeing people popping up that I know. Hi, Aram. Sorry.
That's good.
I lose my train of thought when I read it. What was I talking about? COVID.
Positive reaction to COVID.
So we've been working with our existing couples, obviously. We're here for them. We've been helping them through. We're having to, obviously, a lot of them postponed to this year, and we're in talks again
as to whether that's going to happen,
to see what's going to happen. We have events booked in for the first week of April, which we're moving positively towards, but who knows what will happen.
Exactly. I know I've got a wedding that first week of April, and it's just who knows.
Who knows? And I don't have the answers. I wish I did have the answers.
We all want to be mind readers and fortune tellers at the moment.
I think that's the hardest bit for industry, people, and for couples. It's just the not knowing. If we had that answer that it will start from here, or and it will be this number of guests, that's all we need to know.
Exactly.
But we're reserving backup dates now for couples, or postponing again, but we've been working very closely with our couples to help them through this time. With new couples, obviously we have taken bookings for 2021, which is fabulous. It's great to see there is confidence in later summer for new bookings, which is wonderful. But obviously we were hit, everyone was hit really badly, but our season is April to October, so we lost everything. I think we did 1 micro wedding last year, right at the very end in September, which was lovely to do, and to have it was just on the cusp of dropping to 15, so that we managed to get away with 26. And that was the only one we had last year.
It's tough, isn't it? But the micro wedding thing is here to stay. We know that's not going to change.
#sweet15.
Thank you very much.
Yes, so we are working with one of our local caterers, and we have put together our micro package.
Yeah.
So very easy for people if they want a very last minute wedding. We include a limited number of hours in the walled garden, with full wedding breakfast, with drinks reception, with with wine included. Everything's included. What you need for a lovely, fabulous small reception there is ready for you, and you still get all exclusive views. You still get the estate. You still get all the gardens and all
still
the
get
photos.
those fabulous photos.
Absolutely,
the whole thing.
It's just for a shorter period of time with a smaller amount of people. And from the micro weddings that I've been at and seen and followed, they're just so lovely
magical.
and so perfect, and really takes away some of that huge stress of planning a big wedding, and you just pull everything right back and go, this is what I want.
Exactly.
This
and so, we've had so much positive feedback on Sweet 15. So many suppliers really love these smaller weddings, and so many couples are sort of like, oh well, I might only be able to have that. Like, no, that's fine. It's going to be magical. Whatever number of guests you end up having, it's still going to be the most magical day of your life.
Exactly. It's still your wedding day, and you're still married, and that's what you'll remember. And
exactly, and it refocuses the couples back onto this day is about you getting married rather than it being a huge party, which we've kind of become more accustomed to a wedding being about the party rather than the actual marriage. So in a way, it's really it's brought the romance back to weddings.
Absolutely,
which is just fantastic. And
I love that.
Every couple that's done it has loved it.
Yeah, I've had some couples that say, Una, we're still going to get married, because at the end of the day, that's what we want to be. We want to be married now. We had a couple that, bless them, their wedding was I think it was the 3rd of April last year. So they were our first couple to have their wedding cancelled with very little notice. Then they moved to October. Then they dropped to 30. Then they dropped to 15, and they got married. They married to 15 people, and there was a church wedding, and they've moved their ceremony to this year. So we're looking forward to having their ceremony with us finally. Yeah. But what was really nice, we invited them into the estate following their church wedding. So they still had that wedding day photo. Yeah. In the grounds. It was chucking it down with rain. We were all absolutely soaked to the skin, and I've never seen a happier bride. It was just so wonderful.
Had a lot of rain. We need to.
Sorry, I keep talking about rain, don't I?
Glorious sunshine.
Obviously, I mean, this was October. But I've never seen a happier bride, and she was beaming. It's such a lovely, and to see them straight after their wedding was just the icing on the cake last year. It was just lovely, and I cannot wait to celebrate with them now.
Exactly. I think lots of couples are deciding to do that. Let's just get married, because so many people just want to get on with their lives, and they're sick of rearranging and replanning and not knowing what the future's going to hold. Exactly. Is it going to get worse? Is it going to get better? There's so much ifs and buts around it. But to be able just to go, right, let's get married and let's do the party later on. Let's do the sequel at a point where it's safe and the world
when you can have a big party.
Yeah, exactly, and everyone will want it. We haven't seen each other in so long.
Imagine the party.
The parties are going to be insane. So it's going to be, so special when you do get that moment to have those parties. It won't be, oh, what wedding was that? You're never going to forget one of the weddings over the next couple of years. They're so special. So exactly. I think, if people are on the edge about whether to do it or not, get in touch with either of us, because, we can absolutely facilitate these smaller weddings and make them just as magical as you'd like them to be, or even more so.
Exactly.
So, this is all the fabulous things you've been doing, and you've got your micro wedding package, brilliant. So what about, this is one thing that, I have struggled with my couples. So I've had new couples book me with first thing you do is you talk about the venue, and you can't go and see it because we're in lockdown. So how are you getting around that problem?
Okay, so it has been a little bit tricky, obviously. The moment we went into lockdown again, we had to shut the doors. I know some venues, people are on site to do 360 tours or whatever, but because it is a family home, we shut the doors. I'm at home in my office, and I have been. There is a small community that live on the estate, so it is the safety for them and their family and their home. So we close the gates. We are not on site at all. Yeah. So thank heavens for Zoom and FaceTime and Teams and any other thing
all
with a
technology
video
is loved.
whichever option you want to go for, we'll do it. So I've been having lots and lots of Zoom meetings with couples. Just talking to them face to face makes such a difference to an email. Unfortunately, we cannot do a proper virtual tour, as you think about it. We cannot walk around a venue with a camera and say, because you've seen how big it is. It takes me an hour to do a in-person tour walking. So to do that on video it's impossible. So what I've put together is, I think it's about 36 images that tell the story through the venue, all in
kind of
order.
Chronologically. As you go.
So during a Zoom meeting, I'll be screen sharing images and we can talk through each area of the day and just do it a little bit old school in images, but it's the best way we can do it. And it's been going down really well, and I've been getting really positive results from it. Lots and lots and lots of couples waiting to view. My list is like this now. We're reserving dates for couples. If they've had the virtual tour and they're really keen, I'm now holding dates for couples until they're able to view, because it's no one's fault that they can't come, and I don't want people to snap up other people's dates, because they would have viewed by now if you're in the real world.
Exactly.
So
and with all the Christmas and New Year engagements and all the couples that want to then get married, in the next couple of years, they're hearing about, all the 2020 couples taking all the dates in 21 and 22. So the anxiety is, we need to book.
It really is. I hear that
from
every couple is panicking about suppliers being booked, about venues being booked. And I've had inquiries for 2025 because they're so panicked. I know. So panicked because of the press. But anyone watching, if you are looking for dates, the joy of Deene Park is that we don't do weddings back to back all year round. We have a number of dates each year, and so there's lots of flexibility on dates. Our couples that have moved to 21, we've still got dates available because we don't book up all year. So we're very, very flexible on dates, and have lots of availability around our already booked couples. So
I think that's that is some number one advice I'd say to all couples out there at the moment. It is getting overwhelming for suppliers and venues, but at the same time, always ask. You never know who has just had a cancellation, or who has is able to just maneuver a couple of things to make something happen. Always ask your suppliers, your venues. If you really want them, just ask the question. Don't be afraid. Just drop them an email, drop them DM, whatever it is, and that supplier will be so grateful to hear from you. Even if they're not able to do it, they're sure to be able to say, look, I can't do it, but you know who I think would be able to, and they'll be able to recommend someone that's just as great as them.
I tell all my couples, especially at the moment, just talk to your suppliers. Just pick up the phone and talk to them and tell them what you want and when you want it. I've got one couple that's postponing that is really keen to book, obviously, to keep the venue, but it's really important that she has that photographer. So we'll be working around that. We have flexibility, and I know suppliers are losing their flexibility a little bit with all the postponing. So we will work with you and your suppliers to make sure everyone's happy as much as we can.
It is. And I think that's another thing, that's another really good piece of advice. When people are postponing, or they're having, things are changing, whatever it is, you do need to look at your supplier list and go, right, what are my absolute must-have suppliers that I can't do without? And which are the ones that, it'd be very disappointing if they couldn't do my new date, but I understand that it may not be possible. I've got a couple that I'm just booking at the moment. They haven't been able to see their venue yet, but they're going to see it as soon as restrictions lift. But they put a hold on a date, and but the number one supplier for them is their florist. And so we're basing everything on, can we get that florist to work the date that they want? And that's what it's all about. Most people would be like, not most, but a lot of people would be like, oh, the florist, I'll think about that, maybe kind of fourth, fifth supplier that I think about. But for them, that's the number one crucial element. Like,
everyone has that one supplier. There's that one that they've dreamed of, and that's who
they've probably been following them way before they got engaged.
Exactly. But so we're just working with our couples and just helping them to find that day, to make sure everyone's happy as much as we can. So
brilliant, love that. Okay, brilliant. Now you've got some very exciting things that are just lots of launching for you at the moment. I guess it's
there's lots. It was meant to be launching last year, but COVID has given me that time to put together all these new ideas, so we can start this new year. It's so exciting, so much to look forward to, probably for 2022, I'll be honest. But there's so much, it's given us that time to really focus and renew everything. So we're classing ourselves as a new venue this year. So
I love that. So you got a new website, new brochure?
Yes! New website, Deene Park Weddings.
Is it live? Are we live?
We've had a soft launch, so the bulk of it's there now. We've got just the two more pages to go, and we hopefully will be done by the end of next week. But this has been exciting. A labour of love.
Websites always are.
I'm not very technical, as anyone knows me knows, but designing my first website from scratch has been very exciting. There's been a lot of training and research, and you know what goes into these sort of things, and I am so pleased with how it looks. The images that we've got from lots of photographers and suppliers that we worked with throughout 2020, like yourself, doing lots of photo shoots, lots of styled shoots going on in different times of the year. So I've got all that imagery to use now, and it's now
all that inspirational imagery for
your on a desktop on a website looks so much different than on an Instagram grid. It's suddenly it's big, it comes to life. So do have a look and have a scroll through and let me know what you think.
I'll be looking this afternoon. I love that. Good. Okay, brilliant. And then with all of this newness, obviously, you know, there comes a point of kind of aspirations and hopes and things. What are the kind of numbers of weddings that you're thinking with the 3 venues, with the pavilion? How many weddings are you kind of looking at a year? Is it kind of 10 a year, or is it
at the moment it's 10 to 15 a year is kind of the maximum. Whatever area of the park you're hiring for the wedding, there's still only one wedding. There's still only one a weekend.
I'm so pleased to hear that. I didn't want to ask in case it wasn't, but I'm so pleased you said that.
No, it's still, we would never lose that exclusivity of the venue, because I think that's so important. So important. I don't want to start having a woodland wedding and having a walled garden wedding going on. I couldn't bear to have 2 brides. You know, one bride is so special, and it's all about them, and that's it. And the groom, obviously. Sorry, I should say that. One couple, you know what I mean? Yeah. But yes, it will still only be one wedding a day. And it's only one a weekend. We never back to back.
Great.
So we're a very relaxed garden venue, and we put that relaxed attitude and theme into everything. So the setup's really relaxed. You could set up 2 days before the wedding if there's no rush on the day. It's very, very chilled.
That's
very
what we want. We want everyone to be enjoying their weddings as relaxed as possible, having a fabulous time, not highly strung.
It's what it's all about. It's what it's all about. There's so many venues that, you know, it's quickly set up on the morning and clear down and a wedding tomorrow. And yes, these venues are amazing and they're masters at what they do. But that's not the atmosphere that's not your pace. That's not my bag, baby.
Exactly. And just to be clear, you're the in-house wedding manager, so you look after all the weddings. So whoever it is, you're going to be their point of contact.
It's me, yes. So
brilliant.
Because this is all the launch is very new. I am the wedding department. Obviously there's more people in the team, but if you're emailing inquiries, it's me that's answering. If you're DMing me on Instagram, it's me. If you're planning your wedding, I'll be planning your wedding with you, and on the day it will be me or one of our other event managers that will be running your wedding for you. So right the way through from beginning to end.
Oh, that's so good. Right, just before we wrap up, give everyone all the information they need in order to find you if they want to get in touch directly.
Okay, so everything is Deene Park Weddings. If you're looking at Deene Park, you'll be looking at the historical house side, which you might get a little bit confused about. That's not very weddingy. So on Instagram, it's Deene Park Weddings. On Facebook, it's Deene Park Weddings. On if you want to email me, it's georgina.guest@deanepark.com. The website is Deene Park Weddings.
Brilliant.
Yeah,
fabulous. And Aaron's just ended it on the most fabulous note, which is Georgina is amazing at what she does, and you absolutely are. You're loved by everyone in the wedding community, and you're an absolute superstar. And I think everyone was very pleased to see you go to Deene Park, because you're going to make it into quite a special venue, I think. So very exciting times ahead. Very exciting times ahead, and thank you so much for spending this time with us today.
Thank you for having me. It's lovely to I've got so much to say about Deene Park at the moment. There's so much going on. It's nice to have an opportunity to let all the secrets out at the moment. So it's
great. And thank you for our exclusives. Have a lovely afternoon, everybody, and we will see you soon.
See you soon. Thanks, Constance. Bye.
Bye.